Welcome.
Welcome to Scotch with Bob and Matt.
I'm Bob,
And I'm Matt.
and we're here at Flanagan's Irish Pub to sample a few of the wares that Jason has. And although he has a fine collection of Irish whiskey, he does have some Scotch whiskey that we're here to sample this morning. Jason, do you have something up there on your shelf?
Got some Oban 14, which is a very special Scotch to me, as it was the Scotch that made me fall in love with Scotch.
Ah,
Awesome. And we love Oban.
I got 3 glasses because,
That's a good idea.
even though I'm working,
So are we.
yes.
I could see that.
This is work.
Well, with the Oban Distillery was actually founded back in 1794, before the city of Oban was founded. It was a little quaint little distillery on the coast, and they're a little bit between the Highland whiskies, which it's in that area of Scotland, and also it's right across the water from a little island called Islay, and it has a slight smoky peaty to it, but nothing like the campfires of the Islay whiskeys.
And Oban being a port city, it's where most people will take the ferries over to Islay. The Scotch, however, has a very light peat, and it's quite delicious. It's also got some very nice citrus, but we're gonna try this and get some tasting notes.
Yes.
Such a vibe. A little citrusy.
Definitely has some of that heather floral taste from the Highland regions. Definitely getting your citrus notes.
Citrus
I got a
wine.
couple over here that I got from a few other places, and some other people came out and said there was a little zesty cinnamon in the nose.
And I don't get any cinnamon.
There's a little spice there, but I'm not sure if I get the cinnamon. Definitely get the oak from the barrel that it's been matured in.
And on the nose, I don't get any peat on the nose.
No, there's hardly any smokiness to this at all.
So Jason, since this is the one that got you to love Scotch, what do you think? What do you really like about it?
I like it a lot. I'm getting a lot of citrus rind. Instead of a sweet citrus, a lot more of the rind.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
getting a little bit of vanilla.
Caramel, it's like caramelized.
Like a caramelized, yeah,
Caramelized.
very much so. Maybe like a molasses.
There's definitely a honey in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
It's good because it's not too sweet, but it's
Yeah.
just sweet enough. So it's a great Scotch. The reason I loved it is because I wasn't man enough to handle the peat before, or woman enough.
It is.
And,
It is an acquired taste.
It is. So this was a great way to segue into that.
Now it is finished in a sherry butt, and then mated back with the rest of the oak finished Scotch. So it does have a little sherry to it, not much as some of the other ones like a Lagavulin or the Abelard Abuna.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But it does have a little almondy flavor in there.
It does bring me back, though. This is one of the distilleries that I visited when I was in Scotland. And as he said, the town grew up around the distillery. The distillery is actually right on the coast, and just across the street really is where the ferry port is. So it's an awesome little town. If you get to Scotland, it's a great one to visit. The seafood on the dock is phenomenal. And there's a nice little whiskey shop there as well, the Oban Whiskey Shop, that they do a tasting that we went to, my wife and I. They were doing 7 whiskeys. It was three scotches and 4 Kentucky bourbons that they were comparing for 10 pounds. And if you bought one, it was 10 pounds off. So of course I found one. And they also got me another one. It was really a great experience. And that comes back to me when I drink this.
Well, this one definitely, you want to nose it like all our scotches. And then when you have your first few sips, make sure you wash it around in your mouth and really open up all those flavors across your tongue. The finish on this is nice and long. It stays with you, warms you all the way down. I get a little apple on this, on the end.
Just a bit of green apple.
Yeah, there's a little bit of apple on this, and it's just delicious. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Oh,
And
what a pleasure, as always.
as always,
Thank you very much.
and Flanagan's has a fine selection of whiskeys on the shelf. Not also with their beers of Guinness and
Smittix. Oh.
and Harp. As you see, I drink a lot of Scotch, not beer.
And look at that Guinness tab, isn't that lovely? As Bob always says, did I have a Scotch in my hand? So, Flanagan's was our home for many years for our whiskey tastings, and we just had one here last month, a peat tasting that was a very, very well received tasting. We were sold out, everybody loved it, and we will be back.
We're planning to come back in May with
Correct.
another little tasting here. So,
I will be here as well.
uh,
I wouldn't miss it.
We certainly hope.
thank you so much, Sláinte, and have a good time.